just like being yourself 100%, and the people that fuck with you will fuck with you, and the people that don't will not fuck with you. Like they'll fucking hate you, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what like you should develop your personality to be like, instead of everybody like kind of liking you, kind of not really.
Yeah.
You know.
This is the Gem Podcast, and this is Kwok.
Yo, what up, guys? We are back with another episode of the Gem Podcast. I'm here today with Rene. Is that how I say it, Rene?
Rene, yeah.
Rene, how do you say your last name? Lacad?
Lacad.
Lacad, okay. And he's 23 years old, world traveler and entrepreneur. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, Gav? How are you, bro?
Dude, fantastic, man. You know, who connected us? I think it was like Shy.
Shy, yeah, Shy. She was like, "Hey, you want to do a podcast?" I was like, "Yeah, man, like absolutely." So connected, and we got a lot of mutual friends, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. Yeah, but yeah. So shout out to Shy. We're not gonna do too much on that, but yeah. So I'm interested in your story, man. Your Instagram and your YouTube. And all I got was like you do like social media and you like travel a lot, and that's all I got right now. So
it's funny. That's the question. A lot of people will DM me that, just because like I don't necessarily post. Like I don't really consider myself a guru. A lot of people in the space, right? Like they're gurus.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm young, bro. I don't want to teach other people. Like I just want to go and fucking do my thing. I want to travel. I want to have fun. I want to like live my life. So I do digital marketing. It is digital marketing, not in the sense where it's like Shopify or like drop shipping. I don't do that. It's not necessarily like an agency model either, where I just get clients. What I'm doing is because I have the knowledge of digital marketing, I'm finding business owners that don't, and as opposed to like taking them on as a client, we'll partner and run the business together.
Okay, so do you run like the Facebook ads, or what do you do?
So it's all Facebook ads, Google ads, all paid social, Instagram, YouTube, primarily those four, like the big four ones. And we'll just take a business to the sky. So if I see a business and it has potential, I'll either buy my way in, or we'll kind of talk and figure out some sort of marketing agreement. I have the infrastructure to do it, so it worked out pretty well.
So wait, did you learn that from Ty? Because I think like Shin did the same thing, right?
Yeah, so I mean, I worked for Ty for a little bit, and he taught me pretty much everything I know about marketing. Obviously, I've grown since then, but it was a good start, and it like definitely put me in the right headspace to get this entrepreneurship stuff going.
Take us back, like, you know, before like, you know, everything, like, because like not everyone like knows your story. Like before you became successful, like tell us a little bit about like your childhood and like your upbringing.
So it was pretty simple, man. I grew up with a single mom, and in a regular ass suburb in Los Angeles. So if like you notice me and a lot of other entrepreneurs, I'm not necessarily like as well spoken as them, just because like I didn't necessarily grow up with like a good, I don't want to say a good environment, because my mom did her best, but I didn't have the most like, I didn't have this crazy support system like a lot of people have when they're taking this journey. Like I had a single mom. I went to school. I didn't like it. I ended up dropping out and trying to figure it out for a couple of years, until I finally got into sales, which led me to Thai, and then that led me to entrepreneurship. So I felt it was a little bit of a level up, but that's the process, long story short.
Okay, awesome. I mean, we can go the long version. I don't care.
Long version?
But like, so were you born and raised in LA?
Not LA. It was like a suburb. It was West Covina. I don't know. It had like population of like 200,000 people. So it was like a medium-sized town. It's right on the outskirts of LA, and that's where I grew up. And it was super small, super boring, super normal, bro. And from there, I ended up getting a sales job at a car dealership. So I was like selling cars, and then my little brother saw this guy online, like his commercials, and he goes to me and he's like, yo, have you seen this guy? Like this guy like is doing like this entrepreneurship stuff. Check this out. So he tells me to go apply, and I apply, end up getting the job. And the rest is history, man. I worked for Ty for a year, learned as much as I can, and then I started my own business.
That's awesome, man. Fuck yeah. Yeah, so you said you were like a college dropout, like, because like a lot of the people listening to this are either like in college or they're young entrepreneurs. So like, tell us a little bit about like your college journey and like why you dropped out.
it just wasn't for me. I feel like there's different paths for everyone. Like, here's my thing. I'm not against. I mean, I'm kind of against college, but that's like my personal opinion. But
Right.
I'm not like adamant about it. Like, college, if it's good for you, go and do it. If you want to be an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, go to college. It's probably the best bet. But my goal at the time was just to make money. It wasn't to like do like some nursing shit or like some like engineer shit. Like, I just wanted to make money, and you don't need college if you want to make money. So I kind of figured that out pretty early. I went and I was going to these. I was in community college, and I was going, and like I'm sitting next to people, and like I remember thinking to myself, like, these dudes are idiots. Like, why? Like, I don't know. It made me feel bad, like, for myself. Like, I was like, what am I doing here? I don't belong here. And yeah, I dropped out, and it changed everything.
Nice, man. Yeah, like everybody thinks that like college is like the only way to like success or whatever. But like I kind of have the same mindset as you. Like if you're gonna go to college, either like do something you're like passionate about, like truly passionate about, or like if you're trying to make money, like do a STEM major, or if you're not gonna do a STEM major, like there's really no point in you going to college, you know?
Right. Yeah. So it's like it's one of those things where you don't have to do it if you want to make money. I didn't do it. I know a lot of people that haven't done it. Some of the richest people I know have no college, which is crazy. But I think at the end of the day, like, life is about finding your happiness, right? So if your happiness is behind that college, go and do it. If not, fuck it.
hmm Yeah, and like people put themselves in like in a unreasonable like amount of like debt when they go to
Mhm.
college. You know, like I actually recommend like if you can go to college for like free, like fucking go and like do your business
Yeah.
shit on the side or something. Relate like marketing, sales, maybe psychology, and like just like have the college experience and go for free. You know, but
Hmm.
if you're gonna put yourself into like fucking like 100K in debt for like a fucking degree, you know, it's not really worth. It's not really worth it.
It's not,
I mean,
man.
yeah, like imagine you could start like 100K on like a business or some shit. You know, like.
Yeah, exactly. You can blow something up, especially nowadays.
I mean, at the time, like I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing, you know,
Hmm.
and I feel like it kind of gave me like, I think some time to figure shit out, and
Right.
like, and also went for like free because my like parents pretty much like paid for it, so
Hmm.
I was like fuck it, whatever, like I'm not putting myself in any debt, and like it's a good time, and it's kind of like a safety net, I guess, you know,
Right.
but I got into like I found about like this whole entrepreneurship thing my junior year, and then like
Hmm.
at that time. Like by the time my senior came around, I thought about dropping out. I remember, but
Uh-huh.
I was like, fuck, I'm already like a senior, so
Might
whatever.
as well see it through. No, that's cool,
Yeah.
man. Like I said, it's different for everyone, and everyone goes through a different path.
hmm Yeah, like everybody should like choose like you know like everybody has their own journey, you know. So it's like what
Hmm.
works for one person isn't gonna like work for another, you know. And
I
you
agree.
see like people like yeah, you see like people like whatever like Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or something, and you're
Hmm.
like, oh yeah, that's the way to go. I'm gonna drop out, you know. But like you know, if you don't have like a fucking plan, dude, like dropping out's not gonna do anything, you know. Like
True. It's true.
so, I mean, just saying, but.
I agree. I agree with you 100%, bro.
Okay, so tell me, like, dude, how many countries have you been to?
Shit. This year or like in general?
Like ever, and
Ever?
this year. Yeah.
It's not too much compared to like I know some people that travel way more than me. I want to say this year. Let me think. Okay, so there's I mean obviously U.S., Mexico, Canada. I've been to like Mexico like a few different times. I'm trying to see like a lot of it. Been to all the cities in the U.S. Um, Philippines, Bali, London, France. Um, Colombia. I might be missing a few, but I want to say like not that many, like 10 or 11. So, but
Okay.
that's only the past like year and a half. So I haven't really
Nice.
like I haven't reached my final form yet. I'm still going through it.
Right. Yeah, you're like hitting your stride right now, and it's only
Hmm.
gonna like keep going up. So how many like total? Like probably like around like 20, like
Countries or
total.
like total?
Yeah,
No,
like countries.
I didn't. So growing up, we didn't have money, dude. I couldn't travel.
Oh shit. Yeah.
So like
Okay.
honestly, like I had only been to two countries until last year, and then as far as like now, I've been to like 13,
Damn, balling.
12, 13. So it's just been the past year though, and I've been going, and I did a lot of like the U.S. before I did anywhere else. So I've been everywhere in the U.S., and then now I'm doing like the world.
Nice, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, like most people like fucking like don't even travel to like 2 countries. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, it's like
I mean, I love it, bro. I love it. It's one of those things where I think everyone should do it and everyone should experience it because like everywhere's so different. Like I've done countries and I've taken people with me, and when they get there, it's like a culture shock for them. So I think it's good to experience that stuff because it builds character.
yeah, like I know in like my own personal experience, like traveling, like I learned like the most shit like traveling, and like you realize
Mm-hmm.
like the world is like fucking massive, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
like when you're just stuck in the fucking US and like your city, you're like, oh, this is all there is, you know.
Right.
You know, but then you go to like a fucking like Europe or fucking Bali or something, and you're just like, shit, like this is insane, you know?
Yeah, man. It's a big world. Definitely. I
Yeah.
think, like I said, everyone just needs to travel and do that stuff.
Hmm. Yeah. So for like, if you could like give advice to like someone like in college, whether it's like, you know, they're like in their freshman year, or even if they're like in their senior year about to graduate, and they're like, oh shit, like what the fuck do I do, you know? Or like a young entrepreneur to come up, like what would you like tell that person, you know? Like,
So if you're person, like if you're in college, figure out what you want to do first. Make sure you're not wasting your time because time is literally the only finite resource we have as human beings. Money, there's so much money to go around. Like the money in circulation, you don't have to capture. You have to capture like 1% of 1% of the money in circulation, and you're a fucking millionaire. So money is not like money is easily like it's easy to come by. Time is the only resource where you don't have a lot of it. Like everyone has the same amount. Me and you have the same amount. Bill Gates has the same amount as me. Elon Musk has the same amount as me. So make sure you find that fast. You got to like experiment and figure out what you like fast. Entrepreneurs kind of the same advice, but find out what kind of entrepreneurship you want to do. It's because there's a lot, right? There's a lot of like little different parts of it, and don't give up if it gets hard. Like find it, push through it, find one and stick to it. That's the best way to say it. Find one, stick to it.
yeah, like that's one of the best key advices I think like I've ever heard and like I've given people is like sticking with one thing and pursuing
Mm-hmm.
it like relentlessly. Because like you know you hear all these like fancy like shit like oh yeah like you hear people make money off like Forex,
Yeah.
Shopify, like you know Amazon, eBay, whatever, and you're
Mm-hmm.
just like fuck that. There's like 10 different things like make money, and then everybody like does all of them, you know.
The fucked up part, bro, because like, no, because people like, okay, I'm gonna take a look like some shots right now. I don't like taking shots
Yeah,
at people.
go for it, go
I'm
for
not
it.
taking
It's fine.
shots at like people specifically, but
Yeah.
like you see those guys that are like Shopify expert, Forex expert, Bitcoin expert, Amazon expert, digital marketing expert, and it's like, yo, like there's no such thing. Like here's like I have some money in Bitcoin. I have some like I'm playing with like Forex a little bit. I have like Shopify and Amazon stores, but I don't run those. Like or I put very little effort into those. Like that's just like a little side thing. If I had to say I was an expert at anything, it would just be digital marketing or marketing as like a more broad term, like marketing. But I don't say like because I've made money in all of that, but I don't say I'm an expert in it because I'm not. If that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, because like it's kind of like deceiving, you know. It's like like you can only really be like very good at one thing, you know.
It's true.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like I remember I mean like my thing is like Amazon and
Mm-hmm.
like dude, like I remember when I did Amazon, like I was only doing Amazon. Like even when like I'd be working like 12 to 16 hours a day on Amazon, and even when I wasn't working it, I'd be thinking about Amazon, you know? It was like
But
you know, it's like it's like your entire life. And I remember before that, before like Amazon, like I made the mistake as you know a lot of young entrepreneurs do. Like I was doing like fucking yeah, I was doing like Shopify. I was doing like day trading.
mm-hmm.
I was doing like what else? I was doing like so many other like things. Like I was trying like everything at one time, and I would spend like a few hours in each one, and I fucking sucked at every single one of them. You know.
Right. So it's like
But
exactly, bro. Like not everyone is. No one is perfect. Everyone's human. Like find what you like and do what you like and stick with it. And if you're passionate about it, it will grow into something beautiful.
mhm. Yeah, so like is it in the past like few years that you became like quote unquote like successful, would you say? Or
I think it depends on your definition of success.
Yeah, that's why I feel like courts,
Yeah.
like relatively successful.
Like
Yeah.
by society
Yeah.
standards,
Yeah.
it's only been like a year and a half, man. It's
Shit.
only been a year and a half. Like, and it happened so fast. I feel like this entire year has been like the craziest year of my life, and I tell everyone that all the time. Because 2 years ago, I was like working a 9 to 5. I had a job. I had never been to like any countries. Like there was like so much that I hadn't experienced. And this past year, I've done like everything. So it's insane. It's ridiculous.
That's awesome. Yeah, like I remember like you're 23, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm 22. I'm about to turn 23 in November. But I remember for me, yeah, like I was in this like, same deal. Like, I had like no fucking money
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever, and like I just like dive like full in into like Amazon, and like in fucking just like a few months, man, I kind of like I had like like financial like freedom to kind of like just do what I want, and it was the most like life changing thing. Like my brain didn't even catch up to like my reality, you know.
It happens fast, bro. And I was gonna say, like, that's why when people say like they think money, because I don't think money equals success. I think happiness equals success. But like having freedom definitely like gives you happiness, and the only way to have freedom is through money. So that's where like there's like a link right there. It's not necessarily the same thing, but I think people misconstrue it to be the same thing.
Yeah, like honestly, having money just gives you like this peace of mind that it's like worth more than anything. I feel.
Right. Right. And when you don't have to worry about your bills or you get to do shit you like you enjoy, makes you happier.
Yeah, like you can be like, oh yeah, let's go to this place. Let's go out tomorrow. Like fucking go to wherever, Bali, Philippines, Thailand,
Right.
and like you don't have to like answer to anyone. You don't have to be like, oh yeah, like let me call my boss, make sure it's okay. I can take like a week off or something,
On top of that, it helps every part of your life too. And that's what I like to tell people, because people like growing up in my town, like a lot of people like they didn't feel like money was a thing. Like obviously everyone does to an extent, but I see this all the time, especially on social media. People say money is evil, but it's not. It's just, I saw a quote and it was like, money just amplifies what you already are. So if you're this positive, happy person, you have money, you'll be more positive and happy, and you'll spread that. If you're this evil person to begin with and now you have money, it just makes you more evil.
Yep, that's so true, man. Yeah, that's like, yeah, that's what I just believe. Like, people always say like, oh yeah, money changes people. Money like does this. I'm like, bro, like, like that's who they are. It just like bring it out of them. Now they can express who they truly are with that money. It gives them the confidence or whatever you want to call it.
Exactly.
To be who they
and money
truly
helps
are.
in every other facet of your happiness too. Like I said, freedom. Like my biggest thing is freedom. I like the money because of the freedom. But other people, like, they want to find the love of their life. I'm not gonna lie, like as a guy, when you have money, girls like you more, right? So that helps you.
Yeah.
When if you just like let's say your passion is cars or like material objects, money helps you get that stuff. So it helps you get no matter what your source of happiness is, it helps you kind of obtain that. And obviously, it's not 100%, but it helps.
Yeah, like it's funny how you say like, would you say like freedom is like your highest value in life?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, it's
No
actually mine
question.
too. It's
Really?
actually mine
Okay.
too as well. I actually have it like tattooed right there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but yeah, like wait, like what do you believe in like the star signs and shit? Like, are you like a
Yeah, bro.
Sag?
I'm
Or what
a
are you?
Sag rising. That's crazy that you said that.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
Sag rising. I'm a Virgo and I'm a Sag rising.
Nice.
And then you're what, like a Scorpio or something, right? Scorpio or Libra?
No, I'm actually a Sag. Yeah.
You're a Sag. So you're at the end of November.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked that up. You said November, so I was like, he has to be like a Scorpio.
Yeah. It's
Crazy.
yeah. I mean, I didn't believe in like the, because I've like read through them, and like that's the one that like I thought it was all bullshit, but it's like that one actually hits the spot,
It's definitely like interesting. Like I don't want to get too much into it just because there's
yeah, of course,
factual stuff, but like just catch me on just a regular day and we can talk about it.
Yeah, for sure. So like, what are like some of the key mindsets do you think that like made you successful?
I'm super fucking competitive. And I think that's one of the most important traits in business. Every successful person I met, super competitive. Like Ty is a great example. We used to play basketball. This dude would play so fucking hard, and like And like he used to like to play against me because I would play the same way. So like you see it and you like that competitive like nature, and it brings out the best in you. So being competitive, and I talk about being competitive a lot, and people think it's a bad thing, but it's not. You just it's okay to be competitive as long as like you're not bringing other people down. You're not stepping on other people. As long as
Right.
you're competitive for you and you're trying to win. And if someone is better than you, like you accept it and you use that to get better.
Right. Like you're competitive in a way that like you're not like hurting someone, you know,
Exactly.
or
Exactly.
causing harm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, like yeah, that's definitely a trait I've seen as well. Yeah, like did you ever play sports when you were younger or
Yeah, man. I played basketball and then I did martial arts for 10
nice?
years. So I
Shit.
was super competitive. I
Nice.
just always have been. And I guess like another good trait is like organization. People miss, because I'm scatterbrained. People think I'm crazy, but like I'm organized in the sense that like I know what I'm doing the next day, and I'm prepared. So I guess preparation more than organization, but they're kind of hand in hand.
Yeah, like I've noticed that every successful person has these little routines or habits that they do that
Mm-hmm.
make them successful. And
Yeah,
it's
man.
and one of the key ones I've always like seen is they like know what they're doing the next day, you know.
Yes. Look, check this out. Ready? So I'm gonna ask you too. What's your morning routine? But look,
Yeah,
literally every day, right
yeah.
next to me, you got my planner, and I have
Nice, man.
everything
Nice.
on there.
Yeah,
So,
I'm always so fucking curious to see other successful people's like morning routines because
mm-hmm.
like I know my own morning routine. Like I fucking developed that shit over like 4 years to make it to like what it is now, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like so, and like even though I remember like I wouldn't like give a fuck. I remember like I used to like see girls and shit. Like I'll just do it in the next morning, and like they'll see me do all this crazy shit, and they'll think I'm like some fucking like crazy fuck.
What's your morning routine? Like, what do you do?
Yeah. Okay. So I actually should make a separate podcast about my entire morning routine because like
Go.
I think some people have asked me about it, but fuck it, I'll fucking just do it on this one.
Yeah.
Um, I'll try to make it quick, but so pretty much I wake up,
Mm-hmm.
I make my bed. Oh yeah, no. Before I do that, I instantly go on my laptop and I put on like a motivational video,
Okay. Dope.
or yeah, motivational video, or like a travel video, or like a morning ritual video or whatever. Like it's just like that. I guess it's just that vibrational like frequency,
Mm-hmm.
like from the get go as soon as you wake up. And my phone's in airplane mode, from the get go. So if I do look at the time, whatever, like I don't see like the fucking hundreds of notifications that like blow up my phone. So I have that, and then as soon as I have that video on whatever it is, I literally go into my calisthenics workout where I instantly do 100 squats, 100
Mm-hmm.
push-ups in like 10 different positions, right? And then I do 100 sit-ups, and then right after that I go take a cold shower, and after the cold
Savage,
shower,
bro. Your
yeah,
shit's
and then
way longer than mine, dude.
yeah, dude, this shit literally takes me an entire hour. Uh, my morning routine is actually like, but if I don't do it, I'm like so fucked. Like the entire day, I'm like just off. Like I just can't focus. I meditate for like 20 minutes. Right after that, I set like a timer on my phone, 20-minute meditation, and then I right after that, I have I have all my supplements, and I have like my fucking gallon of water, and I fucking like put the water in my fucking shaker cup. And I put like creatine, like fucking this shit, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I put like creatine. I put like my greens powder,
Mm-hmm.
and I also put like lion's mane, like mushroom. That shit is so fucking good. Like I don't know, I'm not like I'm just putting
You
the
be going
plug.
hard. You be going hard,
Like
yeah.
that shit like makes you fucking focus, man.
Okay.
It's not just bullshit, but and then I mix that in a drink, and then I take like 30 different pills, which are all different things. I have like I listen to like affirmations on my computer,
Mm-hmm.
and then I read through all of them, and then I also do like some voice exercises.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm done. Yeah, that's it.
That sounds long as hell, bro.
Yeah, it actually used to be even longer.
My goodness.
That's my shortened version. I had to like cut
That's
some shit out.
craziness.
Yeah.
That's craziness. I wouldn't.
yeah.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Tell me yours.
So mine's simple, man. I'll wake up.
Yeah.
I'll check like my Instagram DMs. I won't like reply to them, but I'll go through them,
Okay.
and I'll just kind of like see what's good, see if anyone needs me, see if there's any like deals on the line, like whatever. So I'll do a quick like Instagram email run through, and then I'll go and like do my yoga, stretch, meditate, drink water, and after that I'll get protein coffee going, and then just take my supplements. But I only take 2. It's like literally a multivitamin and like fish oil.
Okay.
Take that, and then like that'll be my morning routine.
Okay, shit.
So
Then how long does it take
super
you?
easy.
How long does it take you?
Honestly, 30 minutes, 35 minutes.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's not long. I mean, I kind of stretch and do yoga for a long time, and I meditate for like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But it helps get me into like the right like headspace, man, for the day, because it really dictates your mood for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like I heard like this thing from there's this guy called Kwok. I don't know if you know. He's like the brain coach
trainer
or whatever.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the brain trainer guy. Yeah, he says like if you win the morning, you win the day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a quote that's always like stuck in my head. You know,
it's true.
So, yeah. Like, have you found though, like, you said you check like your Instagram and your email, like first thing when you wake up. Don't you find that like a little bit distracting, where like it doesn't like throw you off center or anything?
No, not necessarily. We've never met in person, so we've never had a chance to like kick it. But like, bro, I'm probably the most like unworried guy on the planet. I think if you're someone that gets like that panics, or like, oh shit, there's so much to do, like you stress out. With me,
Right.
I just kind of go with the flow, bro. Like if shit happens. That's just the way the world works,
Right.
and you deal with it. Like,
okay, I like that. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm like kind of the same way. I'm very good with the flow, but like I find that if I go on my phone like first thing in the morning, like, you know, I don't like to brag or anything, but like I have a lot of notifications I hit my phone, whether it's like, you know, business contacts or friends or Instagram DMs or whatever, and I see all of them, or it's like fucking like it might even be like Tinder Bumble shit, you know. But,
overwhelming.
yeah, and it's just like boom, it just like my phone like is like this. It just keeps vibrating for like 2 minutes straight as soon as I put off airplane mode, you know, and like I don't know, like if I found that if I forget to put on airplane mode like once in like a while, and like I see all those notifications as soon as I wake up, I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta like do this, I gotta do that, and then if I have that mindset, you know, I have that.
All right, so I got a question for you, bro. I'm about to play devil's advocate right now.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
What if you put your plane in airplane mode, and a girl hits you up at 2 a.m. and she's like, "Hey, you up?" And it's in airplane mode, so you miss it.
Well, let's do that. She has to you know, come over some other time. Then.
I'm just messing with you, but like I feel you.
Yeah. No, that's funny that you say that. No, because I actually sleep fucking late, honestly. Like it's actually pretty bad. I sleep at like fucking like 3-4 a.m.
Because like, do you wake up?
Depends, man. I wake up when I wake up.
That's another good part about like having financial freedom. You get to wake up whenever you want.
Yeah, like sometimes it's bad. I mean, sometimes I like only sleep for a few hours, but sometimes you know, I might sleep until like fucking 11, 12, or fucking. Dude, sometimes I'm up until like fucking like 8, 9 a.m. in the morning because I'm just like in the zone and I'm just like working, right? And then I'm like, okay, like I'm finally tired enough to like fucking collapse, right? And then I just make it onto my bed, fucking with, you know, I collapse, and then I wake up at like fucking like 2 o'clock in that fucking afternoon, you know?
Okay. Damn,
yeah.
Man.
But it just depends on my workflow that night, I guess. Yeah.
I feel you.
But yeah, let's go back to you though. You know. So what do you think like some like the biggest sacrifices like you've had to make to get to where you're at today?
There's a lot of like, that's a great question. There's a lot of like people that doubt you in the beginning. I remember this because I used to hate it. I used to hate it so fucking much. But because I'm competitive, like it fired me up. It put a chip on my shoulder. Because like in the beginning, when you say like, hey, I kind of want to do this entrepreneurship thing, everyone's kind of like, oh, don't be a fucking idiot. Go back to college. Don't do this. Don't do that. I even had some people that were just saying like, oh, this guy's going to be successful. Okay. Like they would always talk shit or like doubt or just like be negative in a way. And when it happens, these same people are like your friend now, which is so weird. Like don't talk to me. But
yeah,
that's one of the hardest things that I feel like people have to deal with is like the pressure from society, from your friends, from people around you. When you're going to have to do this entrepreneurship thing, like just realize when you're not there yet, people are going to make fun of you. And then as they see you going, it starts to sway their opinion a little bit. And when you get there, all of a sudden they're on your side. But it's hardest in the beginning because like you have nothing to say you have nothing to show for it, and you're putting in all this work, and it almost feels like you're not going anywhere. But entrepreneurship is one of those things where when it takes off, it takes off.
Yeah, like in the beginning, like you're fucking like putting so much fucking time, and then like your friends, your family are like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like you're like, come hang out with us, fucking, let's go fucking party, man. Let's let's fucking go drink and like do 20 shots, you know." And it's like, I don't know, man. Like you and you're like fucking like, you know, you're like struggling to hold on as it is, you know. You're like, fuck, I'm, you know, like you like you don't even believe, like I guess like 1,000% in the beginning, like if it's gonna like work. You like you don't know for sure, right? But like
I did.
I have, yeah, no, but like yeah, like most people don't. But
I know
like,
what you mean.
once
There's
you do
always
become
like a
successful, yeah, no, but like most people who do become successful, like that doesn't deter them, you know.
right,
Like
right.
when they have all that, like you know, because like most people, if they don't have that belief, like that 1,000% belief, like they're gonna not do it. Like they're gonna give up. They're gonna like just whatever. Like their friends are gonna be like, oh yeah, let's go out, and they'll be like, okay, let's go out, you know, and then
Yeah,
they just give up.
there's a level of pressure that you have to like overcome.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard, man. It's hard just because we're humans and we're built around like these relationships and connections with people. So when you have people around you, like you obviously want to fit in or be part of it. But breaking free from that, that's where everything starts.
Like, did you have to like drop off any of your friends?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say I dropped them off because I didn't. Like like we're still cool. Like they'll hit me up on Instagram, I'll reply. But like, I don't know. It's not the same. Like, I guess we live in different worlds now. So it's a little bit different. Like, I don't know. And then obviously some people that I did drop off, like, I don't want to hang out with them. Like, y'all are lame. Like I don't want to hang out with you anymore. You're doing the same stuff you were doing 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So when someone like levels up and like you don't, it says more about you than it does about like anything else.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's like
it's normal. It's normal to feel that way, I think, because I think a lot of people get scared. Like, I don't want to forget about like my friends, but it's like sometimes your friends are not good for you, man.
yeah, like sometimes I think I quoted her recently. It was like elevation requires separation.
Fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, but I remember I think I did like a podcast episode about this, but I said like one of the biggest factors to become successful is like your environment, you know, like who you hang out with, and or like not only who you hang with, but like any like external influences, like whether it's like, you know, like podcasts, books, whatever, like friends, family, like all those things will affect you, and that alone can like make or break you right there, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you see the difference in the people that are around you. Like 4 years ago, all my friends like sold drugs. To be honest, they all sold drugs. Like that was just kind of like what was happening. And now, like one of my closest friends now, he's a lawyer, which is weird. Like the contrast is so weird. Like he would never even think about selling drugs ever. Like he's like so, and like he's still like a cool dude. But like I just remember back then, like it was just normal. Like, oh, he's selling drugs, and they would come back and they'd have like a pack. It's like Xanax or something, and they would just have it. It was like normal though, and like in my head, it didn't like register like, yo, I probably shouldn't be hanging out with this dude because he's an idiot. But you know, like that's what happens, and then eventually, like as you separate yourself, like your circle begins to change, like your friends begin to change, and like just your overall environment begins to change.
Like as you level up yourself, your circle of friends also like get to that same level.
Right.
Yeah, I remember like when I first started out, like, you know, like I didn't have it. Like I like literally like I always like take things to the extreme personally, and like I just like cut off like almost everybody, and like I was just like, fuck it, like I'm gonna just, because like everyone was just like partying whatever, and I was like, I can't do that anymore, and I was like, gotta focus on the shit. So yeah, I just like cut everybody out and just focus, grind, and then I made like entrepreneurship friends, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
Who are like, you know, or like doing like, you know, things with their life and whatnot. But
I feel you.
Yeah, but let's see. Like what's something like you wish you had like known like when you first started, like your journey?
Well, I mean, like technical expertise, digital marketing. Like if I would have known about like digital marketing in the beginning, like shit would have been a wrap. But as far, are you talking like mindset?
Yeah, like more mindset. Yeah.
Do you know what like the concept of friction is? It's like a marketing term. It's like a good way to explain it. It's like making things easy for other people.
Okay.
So like a good example is like when you optimize the checkout page on like Shopify or a website, it's they can click it and it buys it automatically. Amazon does it too. They have like the buy now with one click. It's like it takes the concept of like friction or making things easy for people to understand is like huge. Just and not even only in marketing, but like in life. Like if it's easy to do something, people are more likely to do it. Right?
Yeah, no, I get it 100%. It's I like to call it like I have a different term for it. I call it like the law of least resistance.
There you go. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard of that as well. Like, and then, like that transfers over to like all your relationships, whether it's like business, or like even girls. Like if you make it easy for a girl to go out with you, she's gonna go out with you.
Right.
Like, so, but yeah, like that's a key concept.
That I think that's one of the biggest things, like just in life, and I guess that I should have known back then. That would have helped me so much.
All right. So like now that you've like become like relatively successful, like what like drives you now, like every single day? Like, are you trying to like impact people, like, or are you trying to like create like generational wealth? Because I always like hear like different things from like different entrepreneurs.
I think it's just like there's always been like I said, like a chip on my shoulder, but I mean ultimately it's like legacy. Like I look up to like some people, like Steve Jobs is probably one of my biggest idols. I've read all of his books, I've watched all of his movies, I've studied him like so much, and like what he's done for the culture, it's affected everyone. So I want that kind of like impact on the world, where it's like it's not necessarily like, because people like will always say like, oh, Elon Musk is better because he's doing like futuristic stuff. Like I don't care about that. I care about like here on Earth. Like I want to make this place a better place to live, and that impact is, I feel, crazy. Like it's ridiculous. So cultural impact more than like technological impact, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, like Steve Jobs like literally like single-handedly like changed like so many different industries.
Exactly. He was like a genius, bro. Even like with these like iPhone. Like you have an iPhone?
Yeah. I'm
I have
recording
an
one
iPhone,
right now.
And it transcends, because think about it. Like this is a weird like concept. It's a little complicated, but it's like a tech thing, right? Like iPhones are technology, but they've integrated themselves into the culture where if you don't have an iPhone, people will roast you like, oh, you got green text messages, like I don't fuck with you, or like whatever. Like it's gotten that far. Like no, literally, like you go and you're like, you message someone and you don't have a blue text message, or like it's not blue, like it. But that's what Steve Jobs has done, and like people don't see it. It's fucking insane, bro.
It's so funny that you say that, because I used to make my messages purposely green, even though I had an iPhone.
Why would you do that?
Because I wanted to be like different.
Okay.
And I was like, fuck it, I'm turning off my iMessages, and I'm only gonna do text messages. And then people would always be like, dude, you have a fucking iPhone. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, but yeah, that's funny. Yeah, like nowadays it's like, yeah, like whenever like I see someone with Android, I'm like, oh, Android users,
Right.
Or like Samsung.
Like, but like think about that concept for a little bit. Like you don't even know them. You just judge them because of the phone they have. Like Steve Jobs did that shit, bro.
That's like crazy. I remember I read his biography. I'm sure you have, by Walter Isaacson, right? That was a really fucking good one. I like that was before like my audiobook days, where I'd like literally like grab like physical books and like and I remember I had a bookshelf of like 300 of like these like entrepreneurship or self-help or psychology books, and like I fucking like be reading them all the time. But like I like got rid of them because like I couldn't carry them with me while traveling. So.
Nah, I still have a fuckload of books. I have a grip, like just chilling.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta check out your crib sometime when I come to LA.
I'm moving, bro. I'm moving.
Oh shit! No way.
Yeah.
Where,
hopefully Hollywood Hills. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to jinx anything.
Fuck.
But that sounds like just dope spot, beautiful view. Like it's gonna be fucking amazing.
Nice. Right next to Ty.
We're gonna be neighbors. Now he lives in Beverly now.
Oh shit! No way. Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. Yeah, I remember like his one of his first videos. It's like, yeah, fun to drive up like in
Hollywood Hills. Yeah.
With this fucking car. Yeah.
I'm gonna have one of those cribs. It's gonna be cool, man.
That's
yeah. Check it out. I'm gonna probably move in like next month, so you should check it out.
Fuck yeah.
If you're in LA.
Yeah, I'll probably be in LA soon. probably the next like month or so. Yeah, so
Cool, bro.
yeah. Like, what has it meant like for your life, like becoming like, you know, quote unquote successful?
Mhm.
You know, how has it like changed your life besides like, you know, the obvious like having the freedom to like kind of like do what
You
want?
get you almost stop caring about yourself as much. Because like when I wasn't successful, quote unquote, like the only person I cared about was me because I'm trying to make it. But now that like I have kind of more money. I don't have to worry about my bills. I don't have to worry about like a roof over my head. I don't have too much to worry about. Like I'm able to give back to people. Like I'm able to do giveaways on my social media. I'm able to give cash away. I'm able to do like a lot more stuff that benefits other people. Cause like I'm good. I'm taken care of now. Like it feels good to help other people at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
Yeah,
make
that's
sense?
awesome. Yeah, no, that definitely makes a lot of sense. I literally felt the exact same way because like I remember when I like created like financial freedom for myself, and that was like my ultimate goal, like be able to just like travel and like do what I want. I kind of like I was in like Hawaii. I remember like it was on my like I was like second month in of like traveling, and I was like overlooking this beautiful fucking like sunset on top of like Mauna Kea.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if you know where that is, but it's like really high ass mountain, and I was like thinking to myself like, damn, this is like literally everything I ever wanted, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
this was like my fucking dream, and I'm like living it, and I was like, fuck, like what now, you know, like what's next, like like this is all I
Exactly.
ever wanted, and like I lost my why honestly, for a little bit, and then I was like, you know, what can I do, you know, like to help me like get that same feeling back, and then I was like, and like honestly, like, I created this podcast, like, you know, to kind of just like help people, you know,
Right.
like on the journey, on like the journey, like like shit that I wish like I kind of like listened to or like I knew about like when I was first starting out, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I have like people like DM me and be like, oh yeah, like can you teach me how to like, you know, you know, do Amazon or some shit, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you know, and I'm like, I don't know, I can't like, you know, spend a whole day teaching everyone, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
I'll make this podcast, you know,
Right.
and like, you know, I don't know, but
I
it's
feel
like,
it, bro. No, it's a
yeah,
vehicle to reach people, and I think that's the
hmm
beautiful thing about it. Like social media,
yeah,
it's a vehicle to reach people, and people see
yeah.
it and they get inspired by whatever means like they get inspired by.
Yeah, like social media, like you can either like use it, you know, like effectively, or have it use you, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like I know a lot of people just spend like, you know, 6 hours a day just like scrolling through feed and like, you know, blindly just like on it. But like if you use it for like a definite purpose, it can definitely like uh it's definitely can be a game changer, you know.
That goes back to what you were saying too, like earlier, where like you know how I said I check it in the morning, and you said like, oh, I it kind of like puts like it gets me like scatterbrained or something. Like people, some people can use it without getting distracted. Other people
Hmm.
like look at it and like they get distracted by all the shiny objects. So it just depends
Yeah.
on the person. But like knowing what kind of person you are helps you determine like what you should do.
Yeah, like everybody's different, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like all the advice I give out, it's like you take it and then you implement like kind of like what resonates with you is what
Right.
I always like believe, because like there might be like some aspects of like a person that you might not like, but there are some aspects where like you should emulate, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because like they're crushing in that area, but then it's like, oh, they're kind of like a shitty person. Maybe I should emulate that, you know,
Right.
right?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, a good example I like to do is like Trump, you know, like like you probably don't like him, but
I
yeah,
don't like him, bro.
yeah, but like Trump, like you might not like the guy, but like there's some things he's done that like you can't deny that like he's pretty smart. He's he's very like good at psychology. Like he knows how to like, you know, market himself and like kind of like, you know, trigger like these psychological things in like people, you know, and like
He's
create attention.
polarizing. He's
Yeah, he's very
polarizing.
polarizing. He's very
So
polarizing.
some
Like he's
people love
very,
him, some people hate him.
yeah, he's
It's
very
one of those things.
polarizing. Yeah, he's very
Um,
like genuine, I guess you could call it. Like he's himself, you know, which you could
yeah,
take.
that's not
Yeah, like
necessarily a good thing, but I know
I
what you
mean,
mean. I know what you
yeah,
mean.
like it can be like it can be off-putting to people, you know, but he's like 100% himself, and like you know what you're getting with that person. And like
Right.
I feel like you should translate. You don't have. I'm not telling people to be like Trump, obviously, but you know, but like just like being yourself 100%, and the people that fuck with you will fuck with you, and the people that don't will not fuck with you. Like they'll fucking hate you, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what like you should develop your personality to be like,
Mhm.
instead of everybody like kind of like kind of liking you, kind of not really.
Yeah.
You know.
Like people try to please everyone, and like you can't please everyone. I feel you.
Yeah, never, man. But like, I kind of want to like diverge the topic, and I want to like go into like your main thing, which is like digital marketing. Like, if someone wants to like start like, you know, they're in like digital marketing agency, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm. Like let's say
Yeah,
someone
like
digital marketing agency.
yeah. If someone wants to like do what you're doing, like how they start, like a quick like, you know, or quick rundown.
So one, learn how to talk to people, because half of this business is literally building the relationships in order to get either clients or partnerships, whatever the case may be. Like learn how to talk to people. Don't be shitty. Like don't be an internet nerd. And it's if you're an internet nerd, that's completely fine. But like don't expect to like succeed fully being an internet nerd, because then this is something where you work with people, right? You're working directly with someone. You have to be good with people to some extent. Like they have to like you, you have to like each other, and you have to understand how to like navigate through that relationship. So be good with people is one, like sales. The actual marketing part, learn Facebook, Google, YouTube, Instagram, master one of them, and you could build an entire business around that. And once you have those two tools, I feel like you have everything you need to start selling stuff.
Okay, awesome. Like, how would you tell someone to like go about like getting like the first client? Like, do you recommend like say offering like a free trial of like your services to prove like your concept, and then you can use that free trial and like prove your results, and then present that to other clients, or how would you go about it?
I think so. My number one, I guess, source would be if you have any friends that have a business, go to them. Go to them. That way they could pay you and you don't have to do it for free and you can kind of test it. My second one, if you don't have friends that own businesses, you have no one to go and offer your work for free. Do a trial or do it based off commission. Just have them pay for the ad spend.
Okay.
And then that way you can kind of work with it. And then if they like it, you go and get paid after that. So do a trial, do it free. Third way, which is not necessarily one I recommend, like just act like you're the shit. Like act like you know what you're doing. And like if you're a badass salesperson, go and close somebody and like get the deal. But like I don't know how ethical that would be. But I've seen people do it before.
Like fake it till you make it sort of thing, right?
Not fake it till you make it. Like act bigger than you are. Because if you let's say I'm great at social media marketing, but I don't have like a resume, right? And I don't have like previous clients. I don't have past work. Like it's gonna be hard. People are gonna dismiss me strictly off the fact that I don't have clients or work experience, even though I might be the most badass person on the planet. So if you come in and you're just like, yo, like I'm gonna crush it for you, and you could actually do that, like you can deliver on what you promise, I don't think there's an issue with that. I have an issue with the dudes that like say like, oh, I'm badass, but then like they go and they burn a business because they don't know what they're doing.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's definitely a lot better. Yeah. Because like you should be able to back up your credentials.
Exactly.
What's your current like business at? Is it at like 6-7 figures right now, or
7?
agency? 7. Nice.
7. So it's not really an agency. Like I don't really, because I think there's a, like I don't know, like all these podcast guys are like asking me like, how's your agency doing? How's your agency doing? And that's how I started originally, but it's like kind of transformed into like no longer having an agency. And I want to make it clear, like, it's become kind of almost like partnerships with big companies. So I have like right now, I think I'm a part of like 3 or 4 different companies where I have like ownership, and they're doing, some of them are doing 6, some of them are doing 7.
Okay. So you could say like you're kind of like you're just partners with different companies, and then all you do is like do the digital marketing for them.
Right. So I'm not necessarily even a partner because I have equity in the company, so I'm more of like an owner.
Yeah. So you're like a co-owner of like different companies.
Right.
Okay.
And then I'm like the marketing director for all these companies.
Okay. So yeah, you're not an agency then.
It's not. I'm not like an agent. Like people always say, like,
agency. Yeah.
Like I have, like my staff works for me directly, not like any, like there's no agency umbrella that they're under. They work for Rene.
Okay. Nice.
So.
Okay, that's interesting because like you always hear like, oh, a social media marketing agency, like SMA and shit, and I feel like people might confuse that with what you're trying to do.
Because I mean, I kind of stopped that business model because I was doing that for a while, and I made like 30 grand in a month, And I realized like, yo, this shit is a full-time job. Like, it's so hard to scale this. Like, and there's so many big players in the game that like breaking through that's going to require like a crazy amount of like effort. So I was like, yo, what if it kind of started, one of my friends was like, hey, if I give you half of this company that I have, it was like a smaller company that he had, do you want to do the marketing? And I ended up doing that. And now that company does like 30 grand a month and I own half of it and I don't do nearly as much work because it's one like person. So I just replicated that with like three other ones and it kind of did its own thing.
That's awesome. Yeah, like I hear about like these entrepreneurs who are like part of like, you know, like 20 different companies, but they're just like, yeah, they're like you. They're just co-owners or like they're an investor, like a active investor or whatever you want to call it. And they're not, they're not like actually doing the like all the day-to-day stuff.
Right.
You know.
So every company that I have has a different face on it. Like obviously my personal brand is like me, but everything else is like they all have different people in front of it, like different like front people.
Yeah, like are you like trying to like actively build your personal brand right now, or like what's your goals right now?
I'm just building my personal brand. Like I said, the more people follow you, the more reach you have, the more impact you have. It all like bounces back and forth.
Yeah. So are you running like Instagram ads, or are you doing like YouTube, or what are you trying to do?
So, I mean, a lot of it's just like some of it's organic. Obviously, like my friends like that are influencers will tag me, or like some like other people will tag me. Some of it's like I have shareable content. It's weird like how Instagram works. Like I posted a selfie and like it got shared like I think 17 times or something. Weird. It's weird. So so stuff like that, like it helps you build an audience. And then I also have some ads running. So I am running some ads, Instagram ads. And then through YouTube, like YouTube is kind of shareable content as well.
Okay, nice. Yeah, like have you heard of this thing called like being like omnipresent?
Omnipresent. That's every channel, right?
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of like the way to go, and like having like pieces of content that you can like distribute. Like you can use like the same piece of content and just distribute it on like all platforms.
Bro, I mean, obviously like you have to tweak it a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, right.
I have like longer form videos, but I have the shortened version on my Instagram. So,
I think like Gary V like had like a post recently about like of like people to like start a podcast or something because he was like
Gary V and Tide kind of do that omnipresent thing.
Yeah, they do it extremely effectively. Who was the one who coined like omnipresence? Like who was like the big guy?
That was probably Gary V.
Was it?
Probably Gary V.
Yeah, I remember Dan Flashman talked about it a little bit as well.
That guy's a beast too.
Yeah, that guy's
He's a Virgo.
Oh yeah.
He's a Virgo, just like me.
Nice. Yeah. By the way, how much more time you got?
I got like 5 to 10 minutes, man.
Okay, we can like start to wrap it up a little bit.
For sure.
Yeah. So, let's see. Okay, if you could name like the 3 top skills you need to be successful, what would you like list them as? Like off the top of your head.
Be competitive, or like have a will to win. Like that has to be there. Have a will to win. Be a perfectionist, like organized perfectionist. That's number 2. So like I guess like a neat freak in a sense. So be competitive, be a neat freak in a sense. And honestly, just be a good person, bro. Be a good person, bro. That shit is so important to be successful.
Right. Like it's not a point having all this money if you're a piece of shit, right?
Facts.
Yeah. Okay, so to wrap it up, like if you could leave a piece of wisdom for the rest of the world, 60 to 90 seconds, last thing you ever say, what would you say right now on the spot?
You create your own reality. Don't let anyone tell you differently. So just remember that, like you create your own reality or you live in someone else's.
Yeah, awesome. That's short, but I like it. That's awesome. Fuck yeah. Okay, so also, how can people get in touch with you, man?
You can go to Rene Lacad on Instagram. That's ReneLacad. Rene Lacad on Instagram. Rene Lacad on YouTube. I got a show coming out on YouTube in the next 3 or 4 months here. It's gonna be fucking dope. So tune into that.
Awesome. What's the show about?
It's just me being 23 years old, running a multi-million-dollar business, and you get to see like all the the shenanigans, all like the behind the scenes stuff. It's a good time, but it's also like informative. There's a lot of value.
Okay. Fuck yeah, man. All right, sweet. I think we can wrap it up on that. But yeah, thank you, Rene, for coming on. Fucking epic fucking podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure having you on, man. All right.
Take care, bro.
Have a good one. Peace.
If you got any value from this, please leave a review, subscribe, or share it on social media. Love y'all. Till next time. Peace.
This is the Gem Podcast. And this is Kwok.